It's Wulf, and it's another First 15. This is actually the third First 15 that I've done on this game, but this time it's the full version of the game. This is Kill It With Fire. So previously there were 2 demos released for this game, and I think I got a key for one of the demos and then a message on Keymailer about the other one, so I made a video about it. And so I did First 15s on both of those demos, and it's a pretty cool game. Like I said, I've already played it for like 30 minutes, so there's not really a whole lot extra for me to say here that's new about how this game works. It's a game where you play as sort of an exterminator, but obviously one who is a little bit ambitious, I guess, to say the least, given how he uses like guns and flamethrowers and things, and you have to kill spiders that are in various locations. In both of the demos, I played through like the first 2 levels, which were both set in a house. However, since I had already played through those levels 2 times in 2 separate videos, I decided to take some time and play through those levels before I started recording, so that way this time the gameplay would be new. Also, just a quick note, this was another one of the ones that I didn't do live commentary for, so this is just the intro, and then it'll just be gameplay in a little bit once I finish talking. But something to note is that, given that I just said that I had to play through those 2 levels again before recording this, save files do not appear to transfer over from the demos, which is a little bit odd because I know that a lot of games do have demos that the save files, like if you buy the full game, you can just transfer the save file over so you can start off where you finish the demo, but this game doesn't appear to do that. I guess it kind of makes sense because there are changes between the first demo and the second demo, and then also the second demo and the full game. But anyway, it didn't take me too long to finish those levels anyway, so that way you guys could see some new levels. So compared to the 2 demos, the final version of the game has a couple more changes. It has some different spider types in different levels. I believe the first level has been kind of the same throughout the first demo, the second demo, and now the full game, but the second level is kind of where things start to change from demo to demo and then the final game, because that has different types of spiders in it. And then also later levels, there were more new spider types and stuff. I didn't do so much exploring. There's a lot of stuff that I definitely missed while I was playing this because there's a lot of like side objectives you can do to get different weapons and stuff. So I sort of stayed pretty straight to the path and just kind of unlocked the basic stuff and kept going from level to level. I think it's a lot of fun though. This game is a lot of fun, and also I do think that, and I don't know if they necessarily watched my video, but I think the developers definitely did make improvements on some of the things I complained about in previous videos. For one, I finally understood how to use the spider tracker thing. That was one of the things that I complained about in both the video that I made for the first demo and the second demo, was that I couldn't really understand how the heck the spider tracker thing worked. Now it's an actual like pinging radar that will show you blips of what direction the spiders are in, which is like far better than whatever the radar was doing before, because I just could not seem to understand what it was getting at. Like, it would keep beeping at me more, but I could never actually like find any of the spiders. However, speaking of finding the spiders, if you guys watched my gameplay for the second demo, the Heatwave demo, you noticed that most of that was me complaining about the game being too dark. So in that video, I ended up turning it to the lowest resolution, which like turned off a bunch of the lighting effects, and then I was actually able to see the spiders. I did that in this video also because there still isn't a brightness slider, which is again something I think that this game would like very heavily benefit from. But yeah, I played it at the lowest resolution because it helped with brightness, and then it also ran at a pretty constant 60 FPS because of that. But still, brightness slider is something that I think would greatly benefit the game in a future update, because I'm sure that I'm probably not the only person that had some issues with the brightness, because even when I had my computer turned all the way up on brightness, I still had trouble finding some spiders sometimes. And then back to another thing that they changed for the better from the previous 2 demos that I played. I complained in the Heatwave demo, and I might have even complained in the Ignition demo a little bit about it, but I said how it felt like the guns weren't very useful in the game because the spiders are so small that they were like very hard to hit with the guns. I don't know if they actually changed anything or if I just got better at the game, but in this full version of the game, it felt like the guns were way more effective and like I was actually able to shoot the spiders this time, which was great because then like I actually had a reason to use the guns. And then I think my final thought is pretty much just seeing the other levels of the game now as compared to the first 2 demos that I played, where I pretty much only played through the first 2 levels both times. I really like how they have variety in the levels and stuff. I really liked the gas gas station level, which I think makes up a majority of this gameplay. But that level I thought was really cool, especially with how as you traverse through the level, it kind of like opens up more and different things happen that allow you to like go back into previous areas and stuff without having to backtrack the whole way and stuff. And it's just really well done, that level in particular. But overall, I think that this game has definitely seen a lot of improvement from the first demo that I played all the way to now playing the full game. It's a really enjoyable game. It's one of those games where it's very simple with its concept, but if it is something that you like, you'll have a lot of fun with. And I think that watching this video probably pretty well represents the gameplay as it is. So if watching the video makes it seem like something you would like, then you'll probably like the actual game. One last thing that I think would still be a good suggestion for the developers though, although it might be a little hard to implement, I still do think it would be cool if this game had some form of multiplayer. I think that it would be something that would be really big with YouTubers, given that that seems to be a way that they've tried to market this game a lot, is by sending keys to different YouTubers and stuff. The group that just comes to mind right now is if like Vanoss and friends managed to get their hands on this game and were able to all play it together, I'm sure that those videos would do really well and then subsequently promote the game really well. So I think multiplayer is still a thing that the developers, if they aren't already looking into, should maybe consider trying to implement in a future update, or maybe releasing a sequel that has that. Anyway though, that is pretty much all I have to say. I think there's probably I think I actually recorded like 20 minutes of gameplay, so there's probably like 13 minutes left or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut up, and the rest of that is gonna play.
You